This question asks, identify the compounds from the diagram below that can be prepared from the reaction between a Grignard reagent and an ester. So we're given a very specific starting material here, an ester, and then asked to perform a Grignard reaction. So we have 6 different possibilities here, and we have to think about, can any of these 6 molecules be prepared from an ester starting material? So the key to solving this reaction is to really think about the mechanism of how an ester reacts with a Grignard reagent. So let's go ahead and think about that. Whenever you have a Grignard reagent react with an ester, here's just a generic ester. First, we're going to have that Grignard reagent come in and attack. So that's step number 1. And we kind of open up here to this tetrahedral intermediate. And in the case of an ester, what we find happening is we push that lone pair down and we kick off the ester part, the oxygen in our group. So kind of the key intermediate in this reaction is a ketone. And we learned that ketones can also react with Grignard reagents. So we're adding the exact same Grignard reagent here because typically you just add excess and it's going to come around, nucleophilic attack. We end up with a tetrahedral intermediate. And note here, very importantly, 2 of the exact same R groups. Okay, the last step is proton transfer to kind of neutralize our product. And we make a tertiary alcohol from this reaction. So if we take a look at our products, there's a few that we can cross off right away. Number 1, B. B is not an alcohol. So that one was pretty straightforward. If we take a look at our other options, we have secondary alcohol in A, so we can cross that one off as well. So say not an alcohol here. We can also cross off E because E is primary alcohol. So that leaves us with C, D, and F. And if we're trying to narrow our choices down, remember this kind of key structure here where we said we had to add 2 of the same R group. Okay, that's really important because that allows us to narrow our answer choices down further. We can cross off choice C because C has 3 different R groups attached. All right. Lastly, let's take a look at D. D has 2 CH3 groups. So that one could have worked just fine. Our Grignard reagent in that case would have been CH3, MgBr. And if we take a look at F, F also has 2 of the same R group, CH2 phenyl. Okay, so in that case, we would have had this as our Grignard reagent. So both D and F can be made from ester starting materials. If we take a look at our answer choices, that means A is the correct choice here.